Imagine you're floating 400 kilometers above the Earth, inside a marvel of engineering, a city in the stars. This is your home, the International Space Station. Life here is a delicate ballet of science and survival, but what happens when a critical system fails, and the only thing standing between you and the vacuum of space is a thin metal wall? What happens when an alarm blares, signaling a danger that could cripple the station? This isn't a sci-fi movie. This was the reality for Commander Chris Hadfield and his crew on May 9, 2013. A steady stream of white flakes, like a sudden snowstorm in space, was spotted venting from the station's massive truss structure. This wasn't snow. It was frozen ammonia, leaking from a vital cooling loop. Ammonia is the lifeblood of the ISS's cooling system, carrying heat away from the station's electronics and into space. Without it, critical systems would overheat and shut down, one by one. The station, a $100 billion outpost, was in serious jeopardy. The ground control teams at NASA in Houston worked around the clock, analyzing data and trying to pinpoint the source. The leak was coming from the P6 truss segment, home to one of the station's 8 massive solar arrays. The primary suspect was a pump, but they couldn't be sure from inside. There was only one way to find out and fix it: a spacewalk. An EVA, or extravehicular activity. The call came in. Two American astronauts, Chris Cassidy and Tom Marshburn, were tasked with the urgent mission. Commander Hadfield, from the Canadian Space Agency, would be their eyes and ears inside, orchestrating the complex spacewalk from the robotics workstation. He was the conductor of this high-stakes orbital ballet. The decision was made with breathtaking speed. Usually, spacewalks are planned for months. This one, it was planned in less than 36 hours. The risks were immense. As Cassidy and Marshburn suited up, the pressure was on. The spacesuits themselves are personal spacecraft, complex machines with their own life support. Any malfunction could be fatal. Hadfield, calm and focused, ran through the checklists with them, his voice a steady presence in their helmets. He controlled the station's giant robotic arm, Canadarm2, positioning it to give the spacewalkers access to the work site. Once outside, the scene was both beautiful and terrifying. The Earth, a stunning blue marble, spun silently below, but there was no time to admire the view. Cassidy and Marshburn moved methodically along the station's exterior, hand over hand. Tethered by lifelines, their target was the P6 truss, far out on the port side of the station. Hadfield's role was crucial. He was their choreographer, their guide, and their safety net. From his perch at the robotics controls, he had a unique view from the arm's cameras. He could see things they couldn't, guiding their movements with precise instructions. "Okay, Tom. A little to your left. You're looking for a pump box with 4 bolts." His calm demeanor was infectious, keeping the team on the ground and the astronauts outside focused and efficient. The spacewalkers reached the suspected area. They had to work quickly but carefully. Every tool, every bolt, was a potential piece of space debris if it floated away. They inspected the lines, looking for the telltale signs of the ammonia leak. Finally, they found it. A small, almost invisible crack in a pump controller box. The source wasn't the pump itself, but a component right next to it. Now came the hard part: replacing it. This wasn't like changing a part in your garage. They were wearing bulky, pressurized gloves, trying to manipulate small bolts and connectors. It's like performing surgery while wearing oven mitts. One wrong move could damage the new pump or make the leak worse. With Hadfield guiding them, they began the delicate process. First, they rerouted ammonia flow to isolate the damaged section. Then, carefully, they unbolted the old pump unit. It was a tense moment. The new pump, a spare stored outside the station, had to be retrieved and installed perfectly. Marshburn held the new unit steady while Cassidy worked the bolts. Every turn of the wrench was deliberate, every communication precise. Inside, Hadfield monitored the station's systems, watching pressure readings and temperatures. He was the link between the spacewalkers and mission control, relaying information and coordinating every step. His experience as a pilot and an astronaut was on full display. He understood the machine, he understood the environment, and he understood the human element under pressure. After several painstaking hours, the new pump was in place. The bolts were tightened. The connectors secured. Now for the moment of truth. On the ground, flight controllers initiated the process to restart the cooling loop. Everyone held their breath. They watched the monitors, waiting for any sign of a new leak. Seconds felt like minutes. Then, the word came from Houston. "We have a good pump. No leaks detected." A wave of relief washed over the crew and mission control. The spacewalk, completed in just over 5.5 hours, was a stunning success. Cassidy and Marshburn had performed flawlessly under extreme pressure, and orchestrating it all from inside was Commander Chris Hadfield. This event wasn't just a technical achievement. It was a testament to human ingenuity, teamwork, and grace under pressure. Hadfield's leadership was a masterclass in crisis management. His calm, steady presence united the team across continents and in orbit, turning a potential catastrophe into one of the most successful emergency repairs in space history. It shows that the story of space exploration isn't just about rockets and robots. It's about the incredible people who push the boundaries of what's possible. When faced with a crisis that threatened their home in the stars, Chris Hadfield and his crew didn't panic. They worked the problem, trusted their training, and pulled off an extraordinary feat. It's a powerful reminder that in the unforgiving environment of space, the most important system of all is human collaboration. Thanks for watching. If you were inspired by this story of courage and ingenuity, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more incredible stories from the final frontier. See you next time.